stop that. Hey everybody. Mark here at Twanger's Turntable. Just wanted to do a quick entry into gentleman's contest, challenge if you will. Beatly Tones Beatles channel. Beatly Tones Beatles channel. I don't know the gentleman's name, but I did one of these yesterday. It was a lot of fun. So everybody out there in the BC community, go over and check out Beatly Tones Beatles channel if you're into Beatles. Even if you're not, it's quite interesting. So he posed a challenge, a contest, if you will. I could care less about the prizes or whatever. This is just something to take part in. Keep a presence out there in the vinyl community at Twanger's Turntable here. And this is all about Beatles and maybe cool stuff you might have that is Beatles related in your collection. There. Have a drink here. Happy Sunday, by the way, everybody, wherever you may be. Perhaps wherever you are. It's late Sunday night. By this juncture, it's Sunday morning here in Canuck Land here in Canada. So I want to start this off by qualifying and saying I love the Beatles, but I'm a transformed or a converted Beatles fan. When I was younger, there wasn't a lot of Beatles presence in my home, and in fact, in saying that, I want to start by a very, very important piece of media in my life. This came out in 1981, and as I alluded to, there wasn't a lot of Beatles fandemonium in my home. There was no Beatlemania. It was Elvis, it was Jim Reeves, it was CCR. It was a lot of the early rock, maybe a little Buddy Holly, this and that, but mostly country and early rock. But this album here, and I know it's not Beatles, but this came out in 1981, and as a 13-year-old at that point, this is sort of my introduction to the Beatles. I mean, I had heard Aerosmith covers, and then after that, following that, it was Motley Crue. They did the Helter Skelter cover. That was my introduction to the Beatles. But this can't be understated how important that was, I think, for the generation that came after, just because we weren't directly involved in the whole Beatlemania thing. But my wife, she was directly engulfed in the Beatlemania due to her mom's fanaticism with the Beatles. She was a teenager in the early 60s, so that's where my involvement comes in. I was introduced to them. I always appreciated the Beatles, probably more so now than ever. I'm probably of the opinion that everything I listen to, which is primarily hard rock, metal, but my catalog has expanded greatly over the years, so I like a lot of stuff. But when it comes to the Beatles, my wife's mom gave us all her old stuff, including a bunch of old vinyl records, and some stuff that I think is fairly significant or unique, not regarding monetary value or anything. We keep it safe, stored away, where it hopefully will survive, for many years to come. But that being, period magazines and whatnot, specifically about the Beatles and how it relates to the Beatles. So these go back to 1963, 64, and still in really good condition. I hope you can see that in the video, how well they are preserved. And let me slip on my glasses, because I want to tell you what the years are on these, at least the ones that are identified. I don't see anything on here. There's the back of the magazine cover with Ringo and Paul and John and George, the boys from Liverpool. But it's great. I don't know if there's a year on here. 1964. Okay, so that's 1964. This one, don't know, but it's all as it relates to Beatlemania and the craze that was the Beatles. Another one is Teen Life. This would have been stuff that my wife's mom, who would have been a teenager at the time, was subscribing to and purchasing, including all the vinyl records I'm going to present. Some of them are not in very good condition as far as the media portion of it, and even the sleeves, but they've survived. I'm going to keep them. I don't necessarily listen to them in that format much anymore, because they aren't in very good condition in that regard. So a lot of this stuff is all Beatles related in some aspect or another. Here's one that's kind of taken a bit of a beating, and there's some stuff cut out of it. I'm sure she did that as a young teenager, but it's the Beatles. And then I will move on to what I have as far as vinyls. But yeah, I just wanted to mention, hopefully that fits the criteria of this, challenge, competition. Not a competition, I don't like to refer to it as a competition. I am a greenhorn as far as Beatles goes compared to some of these folks I've seen online. And a shout out to some of those who introduced me to this channel, such as Rachel over at Rachel's Ghost, Vinyl Richie. There's a few more. I could go on, and I probably should have been prepared for that, but I'm not. So hey, another one I just discovered recently is TKR Video. Oh no, I can't remember. I apologize. I'll put a link or something. But on with the vinyl. These are the vinyl I have that were given to me by my dear mother-in-law, given to us. Starting with that one, Beatlemania. Now, there's probably nothing new I'm going to show you here that somebody else doesn't have, so, but it's just my entry into this. The Beatles, Twist and Shout. Here's an interesting one. The Beatles, Yesterday and Today. Now, there's a copy of this floating around, I guess when it was initially released, and I'm not the authority on this, maybe I shouldn't even speak to it, but it's called the Butcher album. And when it was first released, evidently, there was a photo of babies taken apart. They were dolls, but it was pulled right away. I think after a limited 75,000 copies or 50,000, pretty limited. And so that's the replacement. Something new, something new. The Beatles. Somebody like Rachel's Ghost or this gentleman would know much more about that Butcher album than I do. I only briefly read about it on the interwebs, and here on the VC. In the VC, there's talk about it. I hadn't heard of it before that, so quite honestly. Beatles 6. Sorry for the glare. They're in their sleeves, protective sleeves, and that's the way I keep them, so I'm not about to take them all out of here. A Hard Day's Night. I hope you can hear me okay as well. I'm trying out a microphone here, and when I initially plugged it in, it said, this is not compatible with your devices, which, well, I did it before, so regardless, I'm not a techie in that regard. The Beatles soundtrack, the movie soundtrack, Help. Original motion picture soundtrack, the Beatles Help, and then the actual Beatles 65. I do have the Help album here as well. There it is. And these are pretty cool because, of course, at the time, my wife now, or at the time would have been just an infant, and she's got writing on it. And part of the reason why some of these are in such poor condition, I would suggest, is some of the inner sleeves, and some of them came with great photo books and whatnot. They've been taken apart. And of course, the High album. Pass it around. Rubber Soul. I only say that because allegedly that's where the puffing started, you know. Maybe not coincidentally, that's kind of where I really start to appreciate the Beatles more, my style of music. Anyway, it's a little more experimental, electronic, and of course Revolver. Love that album. I mean, Tomorrow Never Knows. How many times has that been redone? Who was it that did that? Was it Moby that did that? Tomorrow Never Knows, or the Chemical Brothers, or somebody did a pretty funky version. Everybody's done something by the Beatles. Come on. The Magical Mystery Tour. Of course, the White Album, which were, I guess, all numbered. I'll see if I can see the number on here. 2,535,908. So 2535908. The White Album, which of course is where the Helter Skelter song I was referring to earlier came from. And probably my favorite. I don't know, it's hard to pick a favorite, but the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles. That one came out the year my wife was born, and the White Album, I don't have those in the right order, that came out in the year I was born. So, of course, and then there's Let It Be, and very in the top 5 for sure. for me, Abbey Road. I mean, wow. Just wow. I don't need to say much about that. Wow says it all. And then, of course, the Beatles. Hey Jude. So that's it. That's what I have to provide for my entry in this Beatlemania challenge or whatnot. I have subscribed to your channel. Great channel. I mean, for somebody like me, like I say, who's not a Beatles aficionado, I don't know. I mean, I have some of their, but just by way of my family, right? But I do love all the stuff that they've done, the solo stuff as well with you know, Wings and McCartney and Lennon, of course, which is funny because anyway, I won't bring that up. George Harrison, you know, Ringo, all of them. The influence can't be understated of those four gentlemen. But that's my entry. Thank you for watching. Go over and check out his channel, as I alluded to, and give a like, subscribe. Great content there for Beatles fans or just music fans alike in the vinyl community. It's been a wonderful discovery for me. I hope you find it as well. But thanks for tuning in here to my channel, Twanger's Turntable. I hope you will give a like, subscribe, and leave a comment about maybe your experience with the Beatles or the channel. Go over and check out the channel. I got to pull up his channel here again, just so I get it right. Beatly Tones Beatle Channel. So there you go. It's a Beatles channel. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Take care. Quick shout out to my boys, Aiden, William, Gabriel. Miss you, boys. We'll see you again soon. And with that, I'll sign off and enjoy the rest of your day. Here. Cheers. Get back to whatever you were doing. Take care, everyone. Bye.